All right, let's get right into it. Today we're breaking down the exact blueprint for building an Amazon product listing that actually gets seen and, more importantly, gets sold. We're going to cover everything, step by step, from that very first search to the final sale. This is the one question that keeps every single seller up at night. I mean, think about it. The Amazon marketplace is a massive, crowded digital jungle. If you just toss your product out there with no strategy, it's going to get lost, for sure. So how do you make sure that out of all that noise, customers find you? Well, that's the secret sauce right there. Success on Amazon isn't really about luck, it's about communication. You have to get good at speaking two different languages at the same time. The language your customer understands, and, just as important, the language of Amazon's powerful search algorithm. If you can master that, you go from being totally invisible to being the obvious choice. So, where do we even begin? We start with the absolute foundation of this language, your keywords. These are literally the building blocks of visibility. If you don't know the exact words your customers are typing into that search bar, well, you can't even start the conversation. I know, it sounds super basic, right? A keyword. But think about what's actually happening here. A keyword is a direct line into your customer's mind. It's the exact thought they have when they need something, a problem they need solved. And our entire job is to find those magic words. And finding them isn't guesswork, it's a step-by-step process. You start by using some really powerful tools, like Magnet and Cerebro, to just suck in huge lists of potential keywords. Then you put on your data scientist hat. You combine everything, clean up the duplicates, and then, this is the most important part, you sort them all by search volume. This shows you what people are actually searching for. The final step is to trim the fat, getting rid of anything that's just not relevant to your product. And that brings us to this magic number, 2,000. As you're filtering that big list, you want to focus on keywords that get at least 2,000 searches every month. Why? Honestly, because that's the threshold. That's where you start to see enough traffic to actually make a real difference in your sales. Anything less just isn't worth your time and energy. Okay, so you've got your list of power words. What's next? Now, you get to be a detective. It's time to see who's already winning with these keywords, and more importantly, how they're doing it. This brings us to competitor analysis. Now, I want to be super clear here. This isn't about just copying what your competitors do. It's about strategic intelligence. It's where you systematically break down what the top players in your niche are doing right and where they're dropping the ball. That's where you find your opening. But you can't just analyze everybody. You've got to be picky. You're looking for that sweet spot. Competitors who are already successful, we're talking over 10 grand a month, but are still beatable, maybe with fewer than 500 reviews. You also want to see that they've been around for at least 4 to 6 months, so you know their success isn't just a fluke. Once you have your targets, you do what's called reverse engineering their success. You take their product's unique code, the ASIN, and you plug it into a tool like Cerebro, and boom, you can see every single keyword they're ranking for. It's like someone hands you a copy of their playbook. And here's a pro tip. Competitor reviews are an absolute gold mine. Read those 5-star reviews to see what customers are raving about. Those are your must-haves, the things you absolutely have to get right. But the real opportunity, it's in the 1-star reviews. These are customers literally telling you, hey, this is the problem that needs to be solved. If you can fix what they're complaining about, you've got a massive advantage right out of the gate. All right, we've done our homework, we have our keywords, we've snooped on the competition. Now it's time for the fun part. It's time to put it all together and build a listing that's actually designed to win. This is where the magic happens. And here's the core philosophy you need to remember. You're always creating for 2 audiences. First, you've got the Amazon algorithm. You need to feed it those high-volume keywords so it knows what you're about and shows you in the search results. And second, you have a real live human being. You need to persuade them to click that Add to Cart button. A great listing does both, flawlessly. Let's start at the top with the single most important piece of real estate on your entire page, the title. This is your first impression. It's your one shot to grab a customer's attention and tell the algorithm exactly what your product is. Now, Amazon has some pretty strict rules here. You get up to 200 characters, but really you should aim for the sweet spot, around 140 to 160. Keep it looking professional. Capitalize the first letter of each word and use numbers, like the digit 2, instead of spelling out 2. And whatever you do, avoid the hype. No bestseller, no sale, no weird symbols. Playing by these rules keeps you in the algorithm's good graces. Okay, next up, your bullet points. If the title gets the click, the bullet points are what seal the deal. This is where you get to quickly hit on the most important features and, more importantly, the benefits for the customer. You get 5. That's it. 5 chances to make your case. Each one needs to take a key feature and translate it into a benefit. So don't just say, made of cotton. Say something like, made of 100% soft-brushed cotton for that super comfortable weekend feel. See the difference? One is a fact, the other is a feeling.
Now for my favorite part, the secret weapon. This is the part of the listing that customers will never, ever see, but the Amazon algorithm reads it very, very carefully. I'm talking about your back-end search terms.
Think of this as your secret back-channel communication line straight to the Amazon algorithm. It's the perfect spot to put all those extra relevant keywords that just don't fit naturally into your title or bullets. Things like synonyms, common misspellings, maybe even some Spanish keywords. You get a huge boost in visibility without making your customer-facing page look messy. But, and this is a big but, the limit is strict. It's under 250 bytes. And listen closely, it's bytes, not characters. Special characters or symbols can sometimes use up more than 1 byte. So every single byte counts. Use this space wisely. So, let's bring it all home. We've gone from the total chaos of the marketplace to a clear, repeatable plan, and it really just boils down to a simple checklist. And this is the blueprint right here. Step 1, you build your foundation with solid keyword research. Step 2, you put on your detective hat and you analyze the competition to find your unique angle. And step 3, you take all that intelligence and you build a powerful listing that speaks to both bots and buyers. And really, it all comes down to this one idea, this one balance. Your entire job is to serve 2 masters. You have to feed the algorithm the keywords it needs to rank you, and you have to give the buyer the clear, persuasive information they need to trust you and click buy. It's part science and it's part art. So there you have it. That's the complete roadmap, from search to sale. The process is clear, the tools are out there, and the opportunity is waiting. The only real question left is, what are you going to build?